Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into Farming Simulator 25, the long-awaited return of the game series that lets you live out your rural dreams, even if you're on a low-end PC. That's right, today, we're testing the game on my trusty i3 processor with no dedicated graphics card. Now, I know it's not a high-powered rig, but it's done well with some surprisingly demanding games before. So, how does Farming Simulator 25 handle on a budget setup? Well, fuel up your tractor, set the GPS, and let's get our hands dirty. Alright, let's talk about how Farming Simulator 25 runs on a low-end PC. Now, the last time I played Farming Simulator was back in 2023, and we all know they skipped 2024. Guess farming didn't take a year off though. But here we are, back at it, with Farming Simulator 25. So, I did my usual setup. Lowered the resolution to 720p, and got to tweaking the graphics settings. Giant Games did us low-spec players a solid by including AMD's FSR 3 upscaling, which is a game-changer if you're on a budget machine. I started by setting FSR 3 to Ultra Performance, expecting a big frame boost. But here's the kicker, it actually ran smoother on the Performance setting and on Balanced if I wasn't recording gameplay. So for those of you who want a decent mix of performance and visuals, the Performance or Balanced FSR 3 settings are where you'll want to hang out. Now, here's a pro tip from my own little nightmare. Don't touch the FSR 3 frame generation. I thought I was about to hack my way to buttery smooth frames, but as soon as I toggled it on, boom, the game crashed. I tried restarting, thinking it was a fluke, but it crashed every time on startup. Eventually, I had to go into the game settings file and manually turn off frame interpolation. So yeah, if you want to actually play the game, steer clear of the frame generation. Once I got past that, though, things ran surprisingly smoothly, averaging around 35 FPS on my setup. It's impressive, honestly, that they managed to optimize it this well for lower-end hardware. The graphics, even at lower settings, still give you a solid farming vibe, with details like volumetric fog and sunlight filtering through trees. It adds a lot of atmosphere and makes the game feel alive without taxing your GPU too hard. And for any fellow low-spec farmers out there, trust me, seeing your farm bathed in that early morning glow without frying your PC feels like a small miracle. Now let's really dive into Farming Simulator 25, and let me tell you, it's definitely worth checking out. Giant Games has stepped things up this time, with so many new features that it almost feels like you're getting a farming adventure with every session. First off, let's talk maps. 3 entirely new and diverse landscapes to choose from. You can challenge yourself in a lush East Asian setting, farming on beautiful rice paddies and navigating a neon-lit port city. Or, if you're feeling a bit more traditional, you could plant roots in a classic North American landscape dotted with historic buildings and reminders of a bygone era. And finally, there's the scenic Central European countryside with its green fields, ponds, and rivers. I've been trying out the Riverbend map in North America, and even on lower settings, it's gorgeous. Moving on from the scenery, let's talk crops. Farming Simulator 25 takes variety to a new level by adding 25 field crops, including spinach, green beans, and 2 types of rice. But the diversity doesn't stop there. Greenhouses let you grow a range of vegetables, and they've added multiple tree species, so if you've ever wanted to start your own forest, now's your chance. The gameplay really lets you shape your farm as you like, with options that go far beyond the basics. And if crops aren't enough to keep you busy, the animals certainly will. In addition to classic livestock like cows, sheep, and pigs, Farming Simulator 25 introduces some fun new faces, water buffaloes and goats, which bring even more variety to your farm. These new animals even come with baby versions, so you get to experience the cuteness factor of baby animals right in your fields. Not only that, but you can now set up custom pastures, giving each species its own little piece of home. It's a small touch, but it makes the farm feel so much more alive. Now, where the game really starts feeling like an empire builder is in the production and logistics side. This time around, you can take your produce, process it in factories, and even open up your own farm shop to sell directly to your community. And if that's not enough to keep you busy, there are some seriously impressive construction projects to tackle, too. For instance, you can choose to restore a historic grain elevator to turn it into a museum or build a playground for the local community. These projects make the game feel like you're not only farming but also building up the surrounding area and creating a lasting impact. But let's not forget the challenges. Farming isn't all sunny skies and perfect yields, and Farming Simulator 25 introduces weather events and other obstacles that add a whole new layer to gameplay. Hailstorms and even twisters can roll through, leaving real damage to your fields. The game's ground deforming technology makes weather feel even more immersive, as tire tracks and weather effects actually impact the soil. And yes, there are seasons to contend with, so you'll need to plan your planting and harvesting times carefully. These environmental changes make the game feel way more dynamic and force you to think like a real farmer, strategizing based on the weather and time of year. Then there's the multiplayer aspect, which lets you bring friends into the mix. Farming cooperatively or running separate businesses on the same map adds a fun twist, especially when it comes to handling the game's new logistics and production systems. Whether you're sharing resources, helping each other out on the fields, or teaming up to tackle one of those big construction projects, having a partner changes the pace of gameplay and brings a lot of laughs. And for those who want to add more to the experience, Farming Simulator 25 has full modding support thanks to Giant's Engine 10. You can download countless mods right from the in-game mod hub, with options tested by the developers for quality. It's an awesome addition that lets you customize your experience further, and the fact that it's available on both PC and consoles means nobody's missing out. From building up a farm empire to braving the elements and farming with friends, Farming Simulator 25 takes simulation and strategy to the next level, offering something for new players and veteran farmers alike. So, what's my final verdict on Farming Simulator 25? In a nutshell, it's a solid upgrade that brings a lot of visual flair and fresh settings to the table, especially if you're a fan of the series or just diving in for the first time. The environmental upgrades alone, from the sun rays filtering through trees to realistic ground deformation as your tractors plow through fields, make it feel incredibly immersive, even on lower settings. Plus, the added AI helpers and GPS steering add a nice touch of convenience, helping you manage that massive fleet of machinery without endless micromanagement. There's something deeply satisfying about watching your farm grow and flourish against such a visually dynamic backdrop, and the attention to detail in animal and crop variety keeps the gameplay fresh. However, the game isn't without its quirks. Giant Games clearly put a lot of emphasis on the visual side of things, maybe even at the expense of deeper, core simulation elements that fans have been requesting for years. While the AI improvements are welcome, features like crop moisture effects, interactive in-cab controls, and some more hands-on livestock care could have added that next level of immersion. It's also a bit frustrating that some new gameplay elements, such as seasons or GPS assistance, are things the modding community had already perfected in previous versions. So, while Farming Simulator 25 is definitely a treat for the eyes and a well-rounded experience for new players, veteran fans may find that it feels like a polished version of the same game rather than a truly groundbreaking update. In the end, if you're looking for a farming game that's easy to dive into, looks stunning, and has plenty of options for building a farming empire, Farming Simulator 25 delivers. But if you're a longtime fan looking for innovative gameplay changes, it might feel more like a high-definition encore than a new adventure. All in all, if you're looking for a fun and surprisingly deep farming game that won't melt your PC, Farming Simulator 25 is a great pick. It's not perfect, but it's definitely a step forward, and hey, it's farming on a budget-friendly rig. If you enjoyed this review and want more low-spec game tests, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which game you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching, and happy farming!